Hey, what's up guys? It's Kirk Richards with needtosell.com. I'm here to show you guys how to make your first 10K in wholesaling real estate. I'm gonna take you guys step by step of the process of what you need to do from beginning to end to get your first deal done. So like, follow, subscribe, come along. So by now you already know about wholesaling real estate, right? So you know what it is. It's you getting a property under contract and you selling the rights to that contract to another buyer for a fee. So that way you can make your spread in between, right? So you buy low, you find a buyer, you sell high, and you make a fee on the contract. So how do you do that? So one of the best ways of doing that with little to no money down is the first step is driving for dollars, what we like to call D4D. So what that is you'll get in your car and you'll drive around neighborhoods looking for distressed properties that fit the category for investors, right? So these are properties that are pretty run down, right? They have roofs that need to be replaced, windows are broken, high, tall grass. All of these are indicators of properties that are in distress, where they might be vacant or the person just doesn't have the money to fix them up, right? And they'd rather sell than to watch the property continue to deteriorate. So these are the properties you want to look after. So what you're going to do is you're going to drive for dollars, find these properties, write down every single address of those properties. After you get those addresses, what you're going to do is you're going to go to your county website, which is called the CAD, right? So on your CAD, the county website, you'll be able to see the owner for those properties. That's very important, right? Because you need the owner's name to be able to reach out to them. So after you get your list of properties, you're going to go to your county appraisal district. Once you have that information, you're going to go skip trace them. Now, there are skip trace providers where you can just put that information into their system and it spits it out for you. It's going to cost you something, right? Typically, it's anywhere between 12 to 18 cents to skip trace, but there's a free way to do it, and that's truepeoplesearch.com. Truepeoplesearch.com, you can enter the address and it will pull up the possible people that have lived in that property, or you can put the owner's name in and it'll pull up the address and also the phone numbers for that person. It's a great resource to use. You can find a lot of people on there. So that's truepeoplesearch.com. So after you get the homeowner's information on truepeoplesearch.com, the next step, self-explanatory. Call the owner. This is where you make the first initial contact. Reach out to the owner, see if they have any interest in selling, see how you can be a benefit to them. How can you solve their problem? How can you get this distressed property off of their hands so they can get money in their pocket and they can move on to better things, right? So call the owner, negotiate a good deal. After you call the owner and they're willing and want to sell, you'll get it under contract. So you're probably asking yourself, where do I find this contract? Like, I don't have any documents, I don't have anything. Well, depending on what state you're in, each state has its own promulgated contract that realtors use. You can use that contract, or you can reach out to somebody. You can reach out to me and I can give you one of the 2-pagers or 1-page contracts that we use when we don't want to use that long form contract. Now this is where the fun starts. So after you have the property under contract, it's very important that you perform, right? Because you're promising a seller that you're going to purchase their property. Now this is where wholesaling kind of takes a turn and people don't really like it, because people are getting properties under contract with no intent to purchase. It can be a bad thing, right, if you don't follow through when somebody's counting on you. So make sure when you get a property under contract, you are full and ready to perform on that in case you don't get a buyer. You have to keep your integrity and you have to do what you say, right? So if you say you're gonna buy it and you can't find a buyer behind you, make sure you can buy that property. So you have it under contract. After you get it under contract is when you start marketing it out to prospective buyers. A lot of times you can find these people at RIA meetups. You can find them via purchases that they've made around the area of the subject property that you have. There's many ways that you can do it. There's Facebook groups, there's Craigslist, there's Find My House deals. There's a lot of places where you can find buyers. But the easiest way is reaching out to other wholesalers in the area that have been doing the business for a long time. When you do that, you can reach out to them and tap into their buyers list, right? What that allows you to do is shortcut the time of you having to go out and find a buyer. Now, it may cost you a little bit, but it's fine because it's your first deal, right? You just want to get the deal done so you can get money in your pocket so you can continue to do more deals. So after you get the contract, 6, find a buyer. Once you have that buyer and a buyer says, hey, I'm willing to buy it, I want it, I like it, you're going to assign the contract to that buyer, right? So you're going to find an assignment of contract now. So you'll have an assignment of contract with this end buyer for their agreed upon price. So you have your assignment of contract. That's you assigning it over to the end buyer for your fee. After that, what you have to do is make sure that buyer performs. A lot of times people sign the contract, they don't keep in touch with the title company, they don't keep in touch with the buyer, and then later they find out the deal doesn't close, right? So you always want to make sure you stay in contact with all parties involved, especially the seller, ensuring them that this deal is gonna go through. So after you sign the contract, number 8 is stay in touch. Stay in touch and stay on top of everyone until the closing table. And there it is, guys. Stay tuned. We're gonna have some great content coming to you. And as always, never give up.